Merry meet, Tyche family. It's time for another riveting and exciting reading into your future and what the fates have in store for you in the week of September 12th, 2022. If you are new to the channel, welcome. I am Priestess of Tyche. I help dole out what's going to come into your future. But remember, it's always up to you to decide how you're going to respond to what comes into your life. Think about it as if you are coming to Vegas and you're walking into a casino. I will tell you where the ball lands after you turn that roulette machine, okay? But you are the one who decides how much you're going to put on that bet, all right? If you are coming back and you've been with us before, welcome back, family. I'm glad to have you. This is going to be a reading for the week of September 12th, 2022. And as always, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
All right, Virgo. This is for your reading for the week of September 12th, 2022. Let's see what the fates have in store for you this week, my beautiful earth sign. Now, well, things first, if you hear a dog snoring in the background, that is just my very pregnant, very sweet foster puppy. She has a lot of babies in there and she just needs a little extra attention. So I'm going to try to edit it out. If you do hear it, I apologize, but please have a little bit of grace for her, okay? She's been through a lot. So let's see what you guys have in store. I love my Virgos. My partner is a Virgo. Every Virgo I've met, I have enjoyed. So hopefully we get some good stuff coming up in your future. And remember, whatever comes out, you are the ultimate decider on how you decide to deal with these things, right? And what I say about it's all like walking into a casino in Vegas and rolling that roulette wheel. I do not decide where it falls. I just tell you where the ball lands after it's done bouncing, okay? Let's take a look. I've already started out with the devil, and I'm a little different than some tarot readers. I do not find the devil to necessarily be a bad card. Sometimes I quite like the devil. So let's see what she in this deck wants us to know. All right, so we also have the Queen of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles reversed, and the Eight of Cups. All right, I feel like, because you're my earth signs, and Virgos usually are pretty responsible, just in my point of view, that you are showing up here as the Queen of Pentacles. You have your shit together. You either have become stable emotionally, financially. You've been working on it for a long time. You're reliable. But it looks like we have some stuff happening here that's not usual for you, Virgo, right? So we have the Five of Coins and we have the Knight of Coins reversed. With the devil. So like I said, usually I don't see the devil as a bad card. It's really just influenced by the cards around it. So what I'm seeing is that there's something that is kind of mucking up your security or messing up the security you usually feel like you have over your life. I have the Eight of Cups down here. So that makes me wonder if something has left your life recently, whether that's the loss of a job, a change of a job, where you thought things were going to improve for you, but you actually like the new job less, or if this is a person leaving. Yeah, this is a person leaving you and it's kind of messed up your life a little bit. So I have the Fool here. So I definitely think this is a new beginning somehow. Definitely think that and unfortunately, I think this is a forced new beginning, right? Maybe this is something you wouldn't have chose for yourself, whether that is a new job or a new person, or that, you're out of a job or a person has left you. But let's draw a couple more cards to get a better idea of what's going on here, because I think you're used to security, or you're used to being, responsible and in control. And I know you Virgos don't like it when you're not in control. And I think it's kind of what you're dealing with right now, especially with the Five of Cups, Five of Coins here. It's got you kind of in your feels, you know, really just this in your head and not feeling great, right? So you also have the Moon and the Eight of Coins here. Yeah, whatever it is that you have lost, you've been working on for a long time, right? And maybe deep down inside somewhere, even, you know, in your subconscious, you knew that something might have been off. But I think, again, you might not have had direct evidence that something was off, so you tried not to worry about it. But unfortunately, it has come to fruition, or it will soon. And that I think you're feeling this Five of Coins feeling, you know, sitting out in the snow and just kind of looking up to the sky and saying, why, God, why? And I think that it's because you feel like you're losing so much work that you've put into this. And it's just painful. So let's just keep looking here. And again, if this, you know, this could be a relationship or it could be a job. I think it's either one of the two. Whatever resonates with you, that's what you go with. Yeah, okay. All right, so you have the Eight of Swords and then the Six of Pentacles here. So the Eight of Swords, I feel like you're feeling like you have, you know, you don't know what to do. You're kind of shocked or saddened into inaction, right? So you had this whole plan that you were working towards, and it's kind of come crashing down around you, and you feel paralyzed by it, you know, like, oh, now what can I possibly do? You know, everything that I was working for is ruined, that sort of sentiment. Of course, in this card, the thing to really pay attention to is that she's tied up with ribbons, right? And there's swords around her, but she's not stuck. She could probably easily untie herself and walk right away from these swords and get back up on this hill to this castle if she wanted to. But this is just feeling like you are stuck. You are not really stuck. And I think that the mentality piece of this is really important. Like I said, you Virgos really like to be in control. And when things happen to you that you can't control, it might just be a little shock to your system. So we have the Six of Pentacles here. I think that you are the one who's used to giving and used to, you know, being the one to take care of things. And I think that maybe you're not in that position now. If this has to do with a job and finances, maybe you were the breadwinner or you were the one always helping your family and your friends, and now the roles are reversed a little bit. You need help and you have a problem asking for help. I'm just going to come out and say it. I'm just kind of channeling that with this reading here, that you don't want to ask for help. You hate asking for help, even though you have people there that can help you. I just see like you're resistant to that. And as long as you stay resistant to that, you will continue to feel stuck, like this Eight of Swords energy. Now, I believe that is for the financial side of things, if it is a job that you have lost. If this is talking about a relationship, I think that the Six of Pentacles is particularly saying that in this relationship, up until its end, you feel like any affection that you were given or any compliment or any nice thing this person has done for you has been few and far between, right? They've been breadcrumbing you. They've just given you a little here and a little there, just enough to keep the relationship going, but that you're always feeling a little starved of affection or attention, right? But you would take whatever came your way. You know, they could have ignored you for an entire week, but then one evening they sit next to you on the couch and put their hand on your leg and you say, okay, this is enough to hold me over until the next time they want to give me attention or love. And that is definitely not the place that you want to be. So just keep that in mind. And I think that also ties in with the Moon over here, where you could feel deep down inside, even if you didn't want to admit it to yourself, that something was off and that you were not getting the same sort of participation that you know that you should have gotten. I mean, even in a job situation, you could have known that something wasn't right, that maybe your manager was acting or talking to you a little weird, and that, you were given little pieces of a project, but you were never the lead on it or something. And you were just kind of breadcrumbed along until they found somebody else or they hired somebody else for the role, or, there was the end of the quarter. But there's this feeling of somebody trying to put on a farce for a little while, and you could feel that deep down inside. So that's definitely something to remember, that it might seem like a shock, but if you learn to trust your intuition a little more and to really listen to the cues that you see around you and internalize them, that, these are things that you could have known and prepared for. And I think that being an earth sign, you're very down to earth and you're very responsible, and you might be resistant to looking within and relying on that intuition. But I think that if you would just accept it, you could see that you actually have really good intuition, and that this sort of thing and intuition comes naturally to you if only you would let yourself listen to that inner mind that you have, right? Then you wouldn't feel like you were in action. You could have been the one to either address the problems in the relationship or move on and prepare yourself to do that. Or if this is the job, you could have been already looking for another position or revamping your resume or getting things started, It's when things feel like they're happening suddenly that we get paralyzed in fear. And, then the situation just gets worse from there, because instead of hitting the ground running and rebuilding yourself, you sit and wallow for a little bit. And now we're all allowed to wallow a little bit when we're upset, right? But we also have to realize that life goes on, and all of this building that you have done here in the past, it wasn't for nothing. There was experience and lessons learned along the way that were worth it, even if they don't feel like it right now. Yeah, so you have the Chariot and Judgment here. I think this sword is her cutting something out of this situation. I think that this was the decision that was made that leaves you feeling that lack. And I think the Chariot here is that sudden feeling that you had when it happened. It came and it just hit you in the face a little bit. And that's what's most difficult about this for you. You like to plan and you like to sit down and make lists and figure things out, and sometimes honestly overthink things. So this might be from the universe. If you want to look for a silver lining or a lesson in this, it might be to, learn to be a little quicker on your feet, be able to pivot a little bit faster, be able to go with the flow a little bit more instead of being this meticulous planner. Because if those plans don't come to fruition, you can crumble, and we can't crumble every time the fates hand us something that we're not ready for, right? Because if there's anything that Tyche knows about the fates, it's that we don't have control sometimes over the things that happen to us. We only have control on how we deal with them. And I will say that till my dying day, okay? Okay. So just feel like there's going to be a little period of rest here with the Four of Swords. And I think this is a restorative period. So you go from the Eight of Swords, where you're feeling like you're trapped and kind of like a prisoner, to sort of demurely sitting down with what happened and the way you're feeling and meditating on it and trying to restore and heal yourself from this situation, right? And you have the World here, which means that it might come down to you just getting out there in one way or the other. If somebody has left you, you take time to reflect and to try to build yourself back up, but don't take too much time. You might need to take the action of the World card and just say, screw it. All right, I'm calling on my friends and we're going to go out, or I'm going to start this new hobby, or join this new club, or go do something else, or go on this blind date, whatever. It might come to you having to do that to get yourself fully over this, right? Then we have the Lovers card here that I'm going to clarify so you know exactly what we're talking about. Oh, cards are getting a little messy here. A lot of energy in the shuffling. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, so we have the Lovers, the Ten of Cups, and the Four of Coins reversed. And honestly, what I'm feeling for this is that there are going to be options for happiness here, right? I think the Four of Coins reversed is you, like I said, not planning everything, right? You might be the kind of person who has the idea of the perfect partner or the perfect wedding. And then you know exactly when you're going to be married by 30 and you're going to have 2 children by 35 and yada, 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 right? I think that this is saying, he's holding these coins so tightly in this card. And when we reverse that, instead of holding on tightly to these dreams and these expectations you have and not loosening your grip on that, I think that it's saying, let go a little bit. Let go a little bit of the expectations you have. And this is not to say, oh, well, you just have to settle. That's not what I'm saying at all. I don't think I can get a Virgo to settle no matter what I said, no matter what I say to you guys. I think it's saying going for something unexpected or allowing things to happen doesn't mean you're settling. It means that you are living your life and you're putting your karma and your energy out there, and the universe is coming back around to take care of it for you. So who is going to be good for you and give you that fulfillment is going to come to you in time, right? Same thing if this is for a job, right? You might be the kind of person who you tailor your resume to everything that you're applying for, and you're only going to apply for these 5 companies because you don't want to have any give or take. This is your list of demands if you're going to be hired, right? Well, maybe you have to think outside of the box a little bit, or build yourself a nice resume that can really be used for a couple different positions and just apply. And then see what you get back in your inbox in a week or so and see what comes back your way, because there might be unexpected things out there for you, right? And with the Ten of Cups here, I think that this can lead to this sort of happiness, this fulfillment, right? And I think it's also interesting to point out that this is the 10 of Cups and not the 10 of Pentacles. Because a Virgo, you guys are always trying to build towards the 10 of Pentacles, and that is security, and that is generational wealth. It's a beautiful, wonderful card, but you got the 10 of Cups instead. This is about emotional fulfillment. This is about family. This is about, mentally and emotionally being stable and being loved and loving. And I think that this goes in line so perfectly with this reading, because you need to just adjust what's important to you in this life and why is it important. Is it important for you to have, the perfect job with that big giant title at, one of these Fortune 500 companies, even though it's stressful and it doesn't make you happy all the time? Or are you interested in being married and having kids by a certain age and having the biggest wedding that you can think of because that's what's expected of you, or that you're trying to make other people happy or impressed? It's just this ending that I'm seeing here is a really great time to sit back and assess what you really want out of life and what you really need out of life. And that might be a little bit of a shift from, I need to be super rich and I need these certain things to happen for me and my partner needs to be a certain way and this and that, to what fulfills my soul and my heart and what is going to make me happy. And it might look a lot different from the 10 of Pentacles to the 10 of Cups, right? So that's just something to really think about. And I think is good for everybody to do, especially at the endings of things, especially when we're hurt or we're crushed by that. All right, Virgo, thank you so much. I apologize if you heard my foster dog in the background, but I appreciate you coming to your reading. If this resonates with you, please let me know in the comments. If you'd like a personal reading, please let me know in the comments. I will be offering those very soon. We can definitely expand upon this. So merry meet, merry part, merry meet again.